All right, so what I'm going to do in this session is show you how to take this contract and go ahead and ship it and create shipping documents. So you're going to go ahead and go into the contract and you're going to say process shipping instructions. And what this is going to do is this is going to create a shipment for this specific transaction. And then the next thing that's going to do is you're going to be able to pick the actual first notify and the consignee on this contract. So I'm going to pick the first notify as iRely, and I'm going to pick the consignee as iRely. So it's basically going to allow us to do notifications to those particular parties on the shipment status updates. And I'm going to pick a location for these as well, which is iRely Fort Wayne, let's say. And that's going to go ahead there and particularly update these transactions. The next thing I'm going to do is assign ETA dates. So you can see the ETA dates are going to be available, and I'm going to put them for like May 2nd, 2017, let's say, for the actual ETA. And then the ETS, I'm going to put 0509 2017, and then the for the delivery, I'm going to say 0517 2017. Okay, now I have my dates in. I'm going to go ahead and save that transaction. So now I've actually created a shipment for it, and from this point I can actually print shipping instructions or an insurance letter. I'm going to go ahead and print the shipping instructions, and from the shipping instructions you can see here that it's going to highlight where we're going and where we're coming from and the information relevant to the shipment. All right, so the shipping instructions are delineated there, showing the first notify and the consignee. So at this point, I've got the contract set up, I've got the shipment set up. I'm going to save and close that particular shipment, and from there I'm going to be able to go and price fix the contract. Now I'm going to go into price contracts. This is where I can actually price my contract, and I'm going to actually open my contract. And so from opening the contract, I can actually go into the pricing and I can set a futures price, and from there I can actually elect to hedge or not. So here's where I'd go ahead and put in my futures price, right? And then at this point I can also say whether I want to hedge this contract, what's the hedge month, the broker that's going to execute the trade, and then the account under that broker that's going to actually record the trade. So at that point, I'm pretty much set from that perspective. I can actually from here now print the price fixation letter, and I'm set. I decided maybe I'm going to bring that price down. That's a little high there. So now I'm going to go ahead and print the price fixation. So I can go ahead and print that price fixation, and that's going to actually print out a price fixation letter for me. So at that point, I'm set. All right, so while we were waiting, I actually went through and did a sales contract as well, and now I'm going to show you how to hook a sales contract up to a purchase contract. Now, since you've seen a purchase contract, a sales contract works in the exact same manner. It's just reversed. And what I can do here, I can either type in their filter or I can select my contracts to allocate. So I'm going to pick my 2733 was the contract that I made on the purchase contract side, and I've also created this 179 contract. So I'm going to click on both of those contracts, and I'm going to click on the allocate button, and the allocate button is going to allocate those selected contracts, right? And I'm going to go ahead and save that, right? And after I save, I can go see that on the allocated screen, and that's basically where we're tying the purchase order number to the sales order number. So now that contract is fully allocated. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shipment that I created, and I'm going to process the shipment. So I'm going to go ahead and open the shipment, and I'm going to say, hey, we're ready to create a shipment from this particular order. And now I'm going to go ahead and go into the vessel tab, and on the vessel tab I can add the bill of lading number, and I can add the bill of lading date. And again, a default calendar defaults to the current date. You can change that up if you want. So I've now created the vessel number, and I've actually added the bill of lading and the BOL date to it. I'm now going to go to the container tab, and I'm going to put that particular information in. I might even also put the voyage number in just so I have a tracking of that particular voyage. Now I'm going to go to the container tab, and I'm going to put the container number in here, and I'm going to actually go ahead and put the amounts in for the container. All right, so now I'm going to put my container number in the system, and what I can do there is I can actually put in the quantity, and then I can pick the packing units, which is 60 kg bags. Okay, that extends off the quantity. And then from there, I'm going to link this actually to the contract. We only have one, but in the event there were multiple, you could pick the appropriate link. And then from that point, I'm going to pick the actual warehouse that I'm actually putting this particular goods into. And then we're going to actually complete shipment. So I'm going to just send a notice date to that particular warehouse. I'm going to send them a notice on the 1st that they're going to get the goods. And I'm going to pick the warehouse that we're actually going to put this into. And I'm probably going to pick the DuPie, that storage that we had created for this particular contract. And now I'm going to say add containers. And then you'll note on the right hand side, it's brought your container over. And then you can go ahead and save the ship. All right, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send the in-store letter. So I'm going to go ahead and print that for the shipping line or the warehouse. I'm going to print it for the warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. That'll print my in-store letter. And again, this can be emailed or printed directly to printer. So either way I wanted it, I can get that set and I should be good to go. So that'll print out here. And again, it shows you the information on the particular contract and the shipment. Okay, so after that, I'm pretty much set. I'm going to go ahead and post this transaction. And in the next video, we're going to show you how to move it forward into the receiving process. So that's it. That's as simple as that.